Get ready with me for the Travis Scott concert while I talk about surefire ways I know a man will not be my next boyfriend. If you're asking me for my Snapchat, you're not my next boyfriend. If you have me on Snapchat and you're communicating with me on Snapchat, you're not my next boyfriend. At what age are y'all gonna grow a fucking pair and ask me for my number instead of my Snapchat? If your first text to me is, "Are you going out tonight?" you're not my next boyfriend. If your version of making plans is, "We should hang soon," you're not my next boyfriend. If you have cheated on your college girlfriend, high school you get a pass, if you've cheated on your college girlfriend, you are not my next boyfriend. If you bring up your ex in any sort of capacity, you are not my next boyfriend. If you bail on a first, a second, or a third date without 110% valid reason, you're not my next boyfriend. If you have a sob story about why your ex was so terrible to you, you're not my next boyfriend. I'm mortified right now, what the fuck? Anyway, oddly specific, but if we start talking a lot and then I start saying goodnight to you and then on the nights when you go to bed first you don't say goodnight to me, you're not my next boyfriend. If you think doing the bare minimum, like opening car doors, opening doors in general, is simpy, you're not my next boyfriend. If your version of a first date is a wine night, you're not my next boyfriend. If you can Snapchat me all day and have conversations, and then you get nervous to talk to me in person, you're not my next boyfriend. If I ask you to hang out on like a Friday night or something and your response is, "I gotta see what the boys are doing," you're not my next boyfriend. If you hit me at 3 a.m. being like, "What are you doing?" you're not my next boyfriend. That one's kind of nuanced though, because obviously the guy doesn't want to date me if he's texting me at 3 a.m. He only sees me as a booty call anyway. If you are late to a first, second, or third date, you're not my next boyfriend. If we've been talking for 2 weeks and you still haven't asked me to hang out, I'm done talking to you, you little phone warrior. If you are prioritizing a girl best friend over me, you're not my next boyfriend. That one feels very specific, but I was kind of talking to this guy and like we'd be on FaceTime and like he'd be like, "Hold on, I gotta go, so-and-so's calling," and I'm like, you should probably date her. If you are telling me how much you like me while simultaneously sleeping with other people, sure, you may not be cheating if we're not officially together. However, you will not make me look like a fucking idiot while I tell people I'm talking to you and you're sleeping with a million other people, so you are not my next boyfriend. Biggest of all, if my intuition tells me something's wrong, you are not my next boyfriend. And I think that's really all I have to bitch about today. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when I have something new to bitch about.